or if you want to make that place as your permanent stay, and you are thinking that that very property at the end of the day, that in your mind, let me just go and get this property, okay? If I want to relocate to other parts of the place. Everyone, hello, you're welcome again to my channel. If this is your first time of joining us, please, this is the Lombardy TV, and for those that don't have us yet, please endeavor to subscribe. And when you're doing that, please don't forget to turn on that bell sign button. That way, wherever we have new videos, you will be one of those that will be notified. And for those that are already here, that are returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming around. Thank you, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So today we have a very essential topic that you want to be attentive on to listen, okay? So I will get back to you, but before then, please get anything that you know that will keep you busy and keep you attentive on today's topic. That you needed that will keep you busy on today's topic already in your hand, okay? So we have like I said before, a very essential topic and a productive topic that we need to talk about today, and it has to do with property and investments. Yes, it's so strange to you, especially if you're already here in my channel, you're already part of the family. It's a strange, situation to you, like this is not what this woman always break up, but it's very, very important that by the time we are done on today's topic, you will find it, interesting at the end of the day. Like, you're not gonna say, yes, you wasted your time listening on today's topic. So the reason why I'm trying to deal on properties and investment and anything that has to do with online stuff, business, and the rest of it all is just because of this pandemic that have opened a lot of people's eyes. Okay, it has opened our eyes. A lot of people are really suffering today in terms of their jobs. They have lost their jobs. They don't have another second source of income. So it's really has made us to think of these other options that we need to follow. And one of these options are this topic that I'm dealing with today. You are going to, you will get to hear more of this stuff on this very channel. Be prepared for it, okay? So be attentive and please be attentive. So today, like I said before, we'll be dealing on property and investments. I will have to choose a country of choice, which is where I reside. Let me just start from here. Let me say I'm trying to do favor to the place where I live. So let's just start from this very place. So where I live in Italy, and how it affects everyone. If you are residing here, or if you are a foreigner and you're thinking of relocating, or you're thinking of coming here for holiday, so this topic will really do you a lot more good, okay? So don't think about going to a course or an investment or whatever of those sorts without you listening to this information today. First of all, buying or purchasing properties and investment in Italy is those things that everybody will want to have as a commodity, not only in Italy, in every part of and places and countries, okay? To get an investment or property is so much essential, because you already know what the future might be like. Sometimes it might favor, sometimes it might not favor. So that's the situation when it comes to property and investment. For you to get them in maybe because maybe for instance, if maybe you find yourself in a very difficult situation and you want to fall back on those properties and lands or investments, okay, to cover up on those losses that you might be experiencing at that moment in time. So this is why getting property in Italy and this topic that relates to it, you need to listen to it. So first of all, getting property in Italy is very, very good to do that, as well as other countries of the world or other parts of the world. But the thing that you need to consider first, for you to get a property in Italy, ensure that it's not a place that you want to make a resident, like a permanent resident. Like if you want to get a house to reside on, that you want to make that place maybe to reside, it will do you good. But if you are thinking of buying that property, or you want to create an investment, you need to consider another thing. Why? Because if you are getting that very property or investment with a value, and you got that very property, and you find out at the end of the day you are not gaining more on that very investment, you will not feel too good, okay? It's not something that everybody loves. People want to get a property. In Italy right now, economic environment that we live in Italy is somehow tough. It's just the fact it's somehow tough, as well as other countries. You know that in different parts of places, or Europe or the West, or any parts of the places that you think of experiencing economic crisis, okay? Especially in this very this very crisis, this pandemic that happened, and is still affecting a lot of people today. So if you want to get a land or property in Italy, these are one of the factors you need to consider. To get a land in Italy, or to invest on any building in Italy, make sure, one, that is not where you will make as your permanent stay. Or if you want to make that place as your permanent stay, and you are thinking that very property at the end of the day, that let me just go and get this property, okay? If I want to relocate to other parts of the place, I can sell it and gain back my money. I don't think that is going to go well with you if you're thinking of that. Alright, except if you are trying to get that very land or property and you want to make it as a seasonal residence. Like seasonal means maybe you want to come here for holiday, you bought that house and you're thinking of, I just want to come to Italy and spend some time. It all depends on what you're coming here for, okay? You can get that land, or you can get that very property, or you can get that housing, and maybe at the end of the day you want to resell it, okay? But if you want to resell it, just know that it's not going to be the value, or there will be a lot of depreciation when you want to resell that property. That is just because, like I said before, the economic crisis here in Italy is come out of. Not only in Italy, we have other places of the world, other countries that are facing a financial crisis or depreciation, okay? So these are the things that you need to consider. If you want to buy a land or property or investment in Italy, and you're thinking that you want to make the place a permanent place of residence, really, it's going to go well for you. But on the other way around, the disadvantage there is just that if you want to get that property and you're thinking of that property, at the end of the day, maybe anytime you run out of maybe funds, and you want to resell it and gain back your your investment, or gain back what you use in acquiring, like money or the rest of it all, it's not going to go too well. That's just what I want to get into, guys, okay? Except maybe if you want to buy that land, like I said before, you are buying that land because I know a lot of people that are out there will understand what I mean. If you have a spouse or a family, maybe you are planning to come here in Italy to spend time for holiday or whatever your reason of coming to visit, you will be excited that you want to come to Italy because of all this risk, because it has a lot of tourist attractive areas, okay? So make sure that if you want to buy that land, let it be close to tourist centers. We have a lot of places in Italy, cities and regions where attractive those buildings and those stuff that will make you have a fun time coming to visit, okay? So these are the reasons. One is, make sure that if you want to get the land, let it be a place that will be seasonal, like a seasonal place. Okay, if you're coming here to stay permanently and you're buying that house, you want to stay permanently, at the end of the day, you're thinking of reselling it to get gain, to get your gain back, or to get value of that investment that you bought, it's going to be very difficult, okay? Except if it's seasonal, like I said. So if it's something that you want to stay for some time and you want to resell it, fine. But saying that you want to stay here and you find yourself in a very difficult, like I said when I started, investment is good because you will fall back on it when you have maybe a situation that is so tough that you're trying to recover yourself and you just want to sell it, but it's not going to do so well because it will depreciate in value. That's what I mean. Second thing that I mentioned is, if you want to get that very land or property, because we have tourist center, beautiful attractive sites here in Italy that people love to come to visit, let it be a place that is close to tourist center. So that's why I'm rephrasing, so that you understand better. So if you want to also have a property here in Italy, these things you need to consider. Just have international treaty. For those that don't understand, international treaty is the relationship that you have between that country. It all depends. So one of the relationship terms, so that is what international treaty means. So the country, one of the countries that have international treaty with Italy mostly is the US. So they have good ground standing, they have proximity when it comes to buying of land. So these are the things you need to consider. So before you go get a property, ensure that you do your research before you do that. Another thing that you have to also consider is, in 2020, the property value now in 2020 will favor those that want to come and buy properties, or they want to purchase any property, or they want to invest here in Italy this very year. Why? Because bankers right now they're all after people coming to buy instruments from them. Instrument means getting loan from them. So the banks, they are so impatient right now with the economic situation. Banks, they really want to give out, because you are saving your money in the bank. And the reason why bank is there, you already know the purpose of bank. They can't keep the money there, they need to borrow it out. So they cannot wait, they are so impatient, they can't, banks can't wait. So it will do a lot of good if you get investing. It will be an advantage for you. This very year, 2020, has a good favorable grant for those coming to invest, because bankers are not giving loans so easily this year than other year. So another thing that also we will consider that I would love to add here is the places or regions that houses are cheap. Let me list out these regions and places where you can get houses or invest or get lands that are cheap, okay, for you, so that at the end of the day, if you are trying to resell, you will not have any loss or be on the lose end. So the country, the cities or region you need to consider to buy land that are cheap, because it's 50% cheaper. That's what I know. One is Calabria. Calabria is also close to Tuscany. Another one is Campania. Another country is Basilicata. Basilicata is around the region of Italy. So those are the places you have to choose if you want to get an investment that is cheaper. Abruzzo area that is close to Tuscany. So these are the things or the places that you need to look into when you want to get cheap properties in Italy. So another thing is for you to become an investor, like for you to get a property here in Italy, you should have a document. You should have something that will have to stand you, among better than the rest of other people that are coming here to get. Because for you to buy a property, you cannot just come and get property. There's a document that you needed to present to Ministry of Affairs before you're able to get any property or land in Italy. So you need to have long-term Schengen visa. That is for 5 years. Okay, for 5 years Schengen visa. You need to have that in hand if you are coming here to Italy to get a property or land, or want to have a housing to stay. Okay, so you need to have Schengen visa, which lasts for 5 years before you can get a property and land in Italy. And you need to have a job. Okay, because if you're coming here, you should have a good legal standing before you get a property in Italy. So these are the things you need to consider. So you should also have a valid resident permit. You should have a resident permit. So that's why these are the things that you need to choose first. That's why before I started this video, I said that please, before you get a land or property, it's very important that you listen to these informations, okay, so that you not just rush and be on the lost end. So you should have a permanent resident permit before you can get and have a land or possess or purchase the land in Italy. Okay, so another thing that you also want to consider that is very, very important is the language. The language. That's why I said when I started, I said you should listen, like I said before, because if you don't understand more of this language in Italy, because when I came in here newly, this was a factor that I found so difficult, because when I wanted to get something, maybe in a shop or grocery shop, it's not like the English country where I'm from. After I relocated, I found it difficult to get these things, and there's so much resemblance or similarities of those products. So because I don't understand the language, but now that I'm grounded, I know more of the language. It's so easy. So this factor you also need to consider. You should know more of the language, because language, Italy language is their basic language is Italy. Okay, so that when you want to get this land, you should be able to communicate with the language, and at the same time, when you want to ask any questions like foreign affairs, those stuff, many of them they don't know. It's called their main language. Italy is their main language. So these are the things you need to consider before coming here to buy or purchase your property or investment or housing here. You should know the language, because language is one of the factors. If you're not able to communicate, you see, it's just like nothing is going to work out if you're not able to communicate people. So those are the things that you need to consider before coming here to get land or invest in Italy. Okay, so like I said before, you are going to be hearing more of these videos, and you already know the reason why I said these videos will be coming here in this channel, because of this pandemic that's really opened a lot of people's eyes. People now find out that investments is, even if at all investment has good standing, like it's something that people want to look into, but now it's even more important, it's even more relevant for you to have investment. Another thing is online business. Choose that. So we are going to deal more on this stuff more here in the channel. So I hope you enjoyed yourself today, and I hope it worth it today. And for that reason, please, if you've not yet subscribed, I'm also going to say that don't forget to subscribe. If you love what we share today, share us out, and also like this video and as well other videos that we feature here. So I love you so much. We're going to meet on the next one. See you later. Bye.